We're starting out with a shocking case from Indiana where a woman's alleged betrayal has left her family and her community completely shattered. She's been arrested for some pretty awful crimes and is due in court for her next hearing. At the center of it all is 32-year-old Morgan D. Stapp, a mother of 7. As a mom, Morgan should be her children's ultimate protector, but investigators say she's anything but. It all started on November 1st, 2024. That day, police are tipped off to an alarming account on Snapchat, one that's allegedly being used to solicit pornographic photos of children. Snapchat flags the suspicious account and contacts the authorities. They trace the activity back to Morgan, and what they find is beyond disgusting. The details we have now are scarce, but the thing we do know is that Morgan is accused of using Snapchat to sell her own children for sex trafficking. It's a betrayal of trust that's so profound, it's almost impossible to comprehend. According to court documents, Morgan allegedly started by offering lewd pictures of her daughters, a 2-year-old and a 7-month-old, on multiple occasions. And on November 1st, 2024, the date that Snapchat flags the account, Morgan allegedly sends a man 3 photos of her 7-month-old daughter, telling him he could molest her for $400. I'm just going to say that one more time because it is so hard to grasp. A 7-month-old child who can't even hold her own head up, who can't defend herself, an innocent baby. The social media message reads something like, "Half now, rest later, I'll send my address, I live alone, and her dad isn't in the picture." As a side note, sadly, many parents fear their child will be kidnapped into sex trafficking, but the devastating reality is that less than 10% of trafficking cases are kidnappings, and 40 to 50% are family members or caregivers. Thankfully, things didn't progress from there, and 10 days later, on November 11th, 2024, FBI agents show up on Morgan's doorstep on the south side of Indianapolis, Indiana, looking for answers. According to Morgan, it's all a big misunderstanding. She tells the FBI that she no longer has access to the Snapchat account in question, titled Morgan-Stapp, because it has recently been hacked. And she says she doesn't know anything about the messages sent from the account trying to sex traffic her daughters. But nobody from the FBI or Indianapolis police believe Morgan's story, so they get a warrant to search Morgan's Snapchat. And what they find paints her in a very bad light. Morgan's claim that she was hacked falls apart because her account only has been accessed on one phone, Morgan's, meaning that whatever was sent in those messages came from her or someone in possession of her actual phone. But the authorities don't think that second option is likely. So in December of 2024, about a month after those messages were sent, both the FBI and the Indianapolis police start to officially build a case against Morgan. And the evidence against her piles up pretty quickly. Soon, another part of Morgan's story falls apart, specifically her claim that she was locked out of her account because investigators discover that she'd posted multiple images of herself after she said that happened. And it turns out she was engaging in sex work herself. Detective Harmon scours through 7,000 incriminating messages on Morgan's Snapchat between October 29th and November 1st, 2024. 81 of those messages were attempts to exchange nudes for money so Morgan could buy baby diapers, which makes it clear she was very desperate. But she was desperate enough to traffic her own children? The authorities definitely think so, and they get a search warrant for Morgan's phone, beyond just her Snapchat. And what they find confirms their suspicions. If the data on the phone isn't convincing enough, they also confirm that those messages were sent from an area inside or around Morgan's home address in Indianapolis. It takes them a few months, but on July 8th, 2025, Morgan Stapp is finally arrested for the attempt to commit child sex trafficking. In the state of Indiana, child sex trafficking is considered a level 2 felony. If found guilty, Morgan faces anywhere between 10 to 30 years in prison. And let's not forget, someone received those messages she sent. As of now, it's unclear who he was or if he'll be facing any charges. As for Morgan, she was released from jail after posting a $100,000 bond, according to court records. And there's a no contact order between Morgan and her 2 young daughters, which means she's not allowed to have any contact with them at all. For the life of me, I cannot wrap my head around why a mother would ever do something so unimaginable. Was it all about money? A sense of desperation? We're just left with so many questions. But for now, Morgan's attorney isn't answering any of them, and likely won't until this case is resolved. But this case is still in its early stages. There will be more court hearings, more evidence, and hopefully some real clarity as to what led Morgan Stapp down this dark path.